secret unknown to people. The trees could talk. However, they only revealed this ability to the purest-hearted visitors. One day, a little girl named Lila decided to take a walk in the forest. Layla loved nature, but her family was often worried about how much time she spent outdoors. "Be careful in the forest," they would say. "It's a place full of mysteries." But Layla, gathering her courage, took her favorite book and ventured deep into the woods. As she walked, she suddenly heard a strange sound. It wasn't the usual rustling of leaves in the wind. It sounded like someone was softly calling her name. Lila stopped and looked around, but saw no one. "Is someone there?" she asked. Just then, the branches of a giant oak tree began to tremble, and a gentle voice replied, "Welcome, Layla. We've been waiting for you." Lila was startled, but also excited. You're talking," she exclaimed in awe. The oak tree lowered its branches slowly. "Yes," it said. "We are the talking trees of this forest, but we have a big problem and we need your help." Lila's eyes widened. "What's the problem? How can I help you?" she asked. The oak tree began to explain. "At the heart of this forest stands a great magical sycamore tree. Its roots spread life and the power of speech throughout the forest. But last month, during a terrible storm, its roots were damaged. Now it's losing its strength. If we don't find the magical leaf at its core and restore it, we'll all lose our voices forever." Lila didn't hesitate for a second. "We need to find it right away. Tell me what to do," she said. The oak tree gave her directions to the heart of the forest, but warned her that the journey wouldn't be easy and would be full of challenges. Layla bravely replied, "Don't worry, I'll do my best," and set off on her adventure. As she journeyed, Lila faced many obstacles. First, she came across a giant mud pit blocking her path. Using the rope from her backpack, she tied it to a tree and carefully swung across. Next, she arrived at a magical river with shifting stones, making it impossible to cross safely. Lila studied the stones' movements carefully and stepped at the right moment, successfully making it to the other side. Finally, she reached the heart of the forest, where the great sycamore tree stood. It was enormous, with branches reaching up to the sky, but most of its leaves had fallen, and it looked weak. Lila approached the tree and found the core where the magical leaf should be. Just then, a dark shadow appeared. It was a wizard who wanted to disrupt the forest's harmony. "This is the end for you, little girl," the wizard said. "If you give me the leaf, I'll silence this forest forever." Despite her fear, Layla stood her ground and replied, "This forest isn't a place of silence. It's full of life and magic. I'll never give you the leaf." The wizard tried to attack Lila, but at that moment, the sycamore tree used its last bit of strength to move its roots and trap the wizard. With the wizard immobilized, Layla took the magical leaf from her bag and placed it in the tree's core. Suddenly, a bright light spread across the forest, and the sycamore tree came back to life. Its leaves grew back, and the forest regained its strength. The other trees began to speak, birds sang, and the forest was alive once more. The oak tree told Layla, "Without you, we couldn't have done this. You are the hero of this forest." Layla smiled and said, "Seeing you all happy is enough for me."